Kia ora and welcome to the Edgewater Resort in beautiful Rarotonga. We're here today to do a yoga on the bed because, you know, the bed can be used as a yoga mat sometimes, and it's a great place to practice when you need something maybe short, when you maybe have like a really hard ground, when you don't have your yoga mat. It's a great place to come to still be able to practice. So we are going to obviously utilize the bed today. Have your cushions handy because we will use them at times in our yoga flow too. It's going to be a really gentle practice where we just really allow ourselves space and time to tune into the body. I actually practiced yoga on the bed first thing this morning because my back was hurting and it was about all I could manage to do. And it was a great way to start the day, and it allowed me to move into other movements later on. So a great way to start, especially if you have soreness through the body. A gentle practice like practicing yoga on the bed can serve you there. So let's begin today coming into child's pose. So we're going to bring our toes together and our knees wide. And then we're going to just sink our chest down between our legs, reaching the arms forward and just beginning to tune into the body and the breath. So as you begin to sink in here, you might like to rock a little from side to side. Sometimes when we rock, it can create a little bit of extra space, so just moving where you need to here. And it also helps us feel into different parts of the body. If rocking doesn't feel so nice for you today, you can stay in stillness, but if it is there for you as an option. So beginning to notice the breath and how you are breathing, the speed of it. And notice where in the body it's landing for you. And then from here we're going to come up onto the fingertips, lifting the head off the bed slightly. And we're going to walk our hands around to the right side. Taking that left hand and placing it on top of the right. And again, sinking the head down between the arms, just beginning to get into that left side of the body. And as you start to slow down and come into this kind of movement, you may notice your body begins to make noise. That's totally normal and natural. Taking the left hand off the right, coming back onto those fingertips, lifting the head off the bed and walking around to the left side. Placing the right hand on top of the left and lowering the forehead down to the mat, getting into that right side of the body. Now just notice here if the right side feels any different to the left. Sometimes one side of the body is a little tighter than the other. That's very natural. If it feels the same, that's okay too. There's no right or wrong. It's just simply allowing yourself space to notice. And then coming back through center. And beginning to lift up off the heels, coming into a tabletop position. So tabletop, our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. Grounding down into the hands and into the knees. And we're going to move with the breath. So as you inhale, open the chest forward, dropping the belly, lifting the hips. And then as you exhale, rounding through the spine, curving through the back, creating a rainbow. Inhale, coming forward and through those arms, opening up to the front. And exhaling, curving away. Inhale, looking forward and opening. And exhale, rounding. Continuing to move with your breath here. And then coming back to a neutral spine. From here we're going to begin to walk the hands forward, keeping those hips over the knees, reaching it forward into a puppy pose. So you may bring your forehead to the mat, or if you've got a little space today, you might take the chin down. Now, option to stay here with the arms reaching forward, or you can take the palms together and bringing those hands behind the back of the head. This works a bit better if your forehead is on the mat, or on the bed, sorry. Bed, mat, interchangeable, right? Releasing the hands and beginning to lift up, coming back through that tabletop position. So grounding down into the left hand here, and we're going to open up to the right side, lifting that right arm overhead. As you exhale, sweep that right hand underneath the left arm and coming down onto that right shoulder and the right cheek. Now, option to stay here, you might come up onto the fingertips of the left hand here, or you might walk that left hand forward. Threaded needle. In each posture, taking time to come back to that breath and noticing where it's at. And bringing that left hand back towards you, grounding down into that left hand to open up through the right arm, and then placing the right hand down. So I'm grounding down into that right hand and opening that left arm up, and then exhale, sweep it under, lowering that left ear to the mat. Option to come up onto the fingertips of that right hand or extend that right arm long. Walking that right hand back, grounding down into the hand, lifting you up to open up to the left side, and then placing the left hand down on the mat. Taking the right knee in behind that left wrist, and then the left leg over the right so you can sink back into a seated position. Once you've found yourself in your seated position, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart for butterfly pose. So finding length through the spine here. If you find, because we are on the bed, it is a little softer. So it may be a little bit more tricky to find that length. So if you feel like you're rounding through the back, you can take a cushion or pillow and just place that underneath your bottom and your hips to lift you up a little bit. This just helps to create that length through the spine. So finding that length, sitting up tall, soles of the feet together. And you may find here that you might like to flap those butterfly wings a little bit, moving the knees up and down, or you may prefer stillness. It's your practice, so do what works for you. Now we're going to all come together and fold forward over those feet. Now option, you can take those inner elbows in towards the inner knees, or you can walk the hands forward a little bit, coming down a little further. Again, there's no right or wrong in any pose. It's just about adjusting, adapting, and finding what works for you and your body. As you hold here, you may find you come down a little bit further. And then walking the hands back, coming up to sit. From here, we're going to take that left leg and we're taking it vertically out from the hip here, and we're just creating a square shape, or a right angle with that left shin. I'm tired, so I cannot remember what things in the body are called apparently. We're going to take that right leg and place the right ankle over the left knee and the right knee over the left ankle. So we're creating a bit of a square shape with our legs. It's not directly square, like you will have a triangle between your legs, but the shape of a square is there. Then we're going to take our hands, and you can place one hand on your right knee, one hand on your right ankle. We're going to again find that length, sitting up tall. Then option as you exhale to come down to your elbows. Breathe in here. Option to go further still by taking the elbows down to the bed. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling this one today because yesterday I did a hike and today I did a 37k bike. So my legs are kind of feeling it and my hips. So this feels actually really nice for me today. It's that nice kind of pain, you know, when you're feeling the stretch, you know it's there, you know what's happening. Sometimes we have to breathe through pain, but if it is short and sharp pain, then it is best you move out of it. Grounding down into the hands, lifting back up, walking up, creating that length through the spine, and we're going to switch the legs. So that right leg is coming down, creating that square shape, or the foundation of the square shape, before taking that left leg over top. So this time your left ankle is over your right knee, your left knee is over your right ankle. Finding that length again. Breathe in here, and then option again to come to the elbows. An option to go further still by taking the elbows down to the mat, folding over the legs. And again, we're just doing two different sides, so notice if the body feels different on each side. For me, I noticed when I came into this, immediately I could feel it even stronger on this side. And then coming up, making your way up to sit tall. We're going to take the soles of the feet to the bed, and you are going to remove that pillow if you used it from under your hips. And we're going to ground down into those feet and lower back down through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming onto your back here. You might need to walk those feet in a little closer to you here, so that your fingertips, when you reach them down, should just kind of touch your heels. Grounding down into those feet and into the shoulders here. And as we inhale, we're going to begin to tilt that pelvis up towards the ceiling and lift it up for bridge pose. Taking a breath or two here. Then finding that handy dandy cushion that we had and just lifting up a little higher so you can place it underneath your hips. Should be really comfortable when you sink into it. Then we're going to bring the right knee into the chest and then allow the left leg to follow before extending those legs up towards the sky, or to the roof in this case. So by having this cushion underneath you, it's not only going to give you the support you need, but it's also going to help to allow you to find ease in this legs up position. And we're just going to hold and breathe here. This is one of the perfect postures to come into before you go to bed at night. So if you're doing this practice before bed, this is a great practice to come to, because having our legs up like this helps to bring us into the parasympathetic nervous system, slowing everything down and getting us ready for that state of sleep. It's where we allow our bodies the time to rest and digest. So letting go of the urge to rush and just finding yourself simply being here in this moment with your legs up in the air. And bending the knees in towards the chest, hugging them tight before releasing the feet back down to the bed, lifting up off the pillow and just moving it aside. And from here we're going to bring those knees back into the chest and then take the arms out beside you, either into a T or you can take goalpost arms, whatever feels best for you here. Then we're going to simply allow those knees to drop to the right side. Your gaze is either going to be at the sky or you can look out over that left arm. Always coming back to the breath. Allowing that to be the portal that gives you that body connection, the connection to what is going on within. Then on an inhale, bringing those knees up through center, and exhale, taking them to the left side, looking out over that right arm. those knees back through the center. Placing the feet down on the mat. Soles of the feet come together. Allow those knees to drop open again into that butterfly position that we did earlier. And just arms down beside you, palms faced up, and just relaxing for a moment. And in this butterfly position that we'll be taking instead of Shavasana today, because you may or may not be heading to bed now. And if you are heading to bed, then this is just beginning to get you ready for that. Beginning to wiggle through those fingers and the toes. And you might take your right hand just beside your right ear as we bring that left knee over to the right and roll over to the right side, placing your ear on that right hand. And then when you're ready, coming up to sit. If you are going straight to bed, you don't have to come up to sit. You can just scoot yourself into bed. Otherwise, coming up to sit, bringing the hands together in front of the heart. Thank you so much for joining me today in this beautiful evening or morning practice, whatever works for you. This practice on the bed. I hope you have enjoyed this practice, and wherever you are in the world, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear from you. Bringing the hands together in front of the forehead. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. If you are off to sleep, I hope you have a wonderful sleep. If you are beginning your day and taking on your day from the bed today, then you know what to do. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the class. Hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to see when videos drop. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever it may bring, and I will see you again real soon. Bye from now.